Thank you so much. I know that it's a long day today, but really appreciate especially the last two sessions, which has been very much interesting and insightful too. So, right from yesterday morning until today, there have been various sessions with various information and intelligence sharing, and I'm sure that most of us have been connected and attracted to at least a few of them. The important point is that what are the takeaways? What did we learn from these 2 days? What is it that we could embrace, at the same time share and inculcate in our workflow and also to some extent in our personal lives? So, my name is Madhulokan and I'm the Executive Director of TAPA in Asia Pacific. Just to give a small clarity, my colleague Alvin Lau is also Executive Director. He takes care of Greater China. I take care of entire Asia Pacific. We work together as a team, right? So, Matt Lee, who is our Vice Chairman, had to rush out, so I am filling his gap to do the closing. What did we learn? And what are the key components? So we spoke about some strategies, we spoke about some technologies, we had various sessions on technologies, and we also know that there are lots of initiatives by the industries, especially from TAPA's side, the initiatives that TAPA has taken together with its member community to address the gaps and to deliver value to ensure a secure and a resilient, sustainable supply chain. Now, if you look at the TAPA global standards that we've been talking about the last 2 days, it's not just the warehousing FSR, the trucking TSR, but we also spoke about the risk assessment standard, which was very much touched upon by Chandran also as a key part, and also by various other speakers and panelists on the relevance and importance of risk assessment standard. If we do a risk assessment on our operations, then we could easily see the gaps and fill it up through various mechanisms and standards, which also includes TAPA standards of FSR and TSR. We also have GSR, which we spoke about it. Don't forget, today we did a beautiful session in the morning, a very insightful one, a good kickoff for brand protection initiative. The brand protection was spoken at depth today in various sessions, including Ramesh. I need to mention his name because he's been contesting a lot for the star again next year, so he's got a brand by himself. But the important point here is that we just need to understand the seriousness of the counterfeits that is killing the industry and the economy as well. So TAPA standards advantage is that it is easily built in a framework which could be integrated into your security policies, and adopting to TAPA standards and following becomes breeze and becomes part of the DNA of your workforce, which definitely acts and helps as a business enabler. A quick recap on where we are in TAPA. Thanks to all our members, our partners, and our patrons. Today we have more than 750 entities who have subscribed under membership. Of course, the certifications are more than 950. And we celebrated recently the number of trucks crossing 3,000 mark, which is fantastic. And more than that is that we are increasing the number of members who are joining us for various training programs, upskilling the workforce, enhancing the standards, and understanding TAPA and the industry norms to a greater extent is very important. So we have more than 2,500 trained authorized auditors who are helping their organizations on their internal audit mechanisms. When we began the conference, Chairman Mr. Tony Lugg discussed about the outlook, discussed about the challenges and the opportunities, discussed, of course, in the last 2 days, we had various sessions which also addressed the key elements what are relevant for the industry. So, what is the direction ahead for Asia Pacific, right? The important point is that to leverage on the potential growth of various markets, collaboration with the government agencies. China is a classic example. We've got a fantastic relationship with the Pudong government here. That's the reason we have this conference here. We have a long way to go, and like what we do in China, we would definitely like to replicate in every market, working together under the private partnership agreement model, wherein we also have discussions and MOUs with the law enforcement agencies, trainings and awarenesses and programs given for various government sections, including the customs, bringing them into the loop, into the ecosystem, and help them understand where TAPA can help in addressing the gaps and ensuring the counterfeits are choked in the supply chain. Now, this definitely protects and helps the brand from the end-to-end supply chain, right? So, another important point is that we also spoke about today ESG, mechanisms on ESG. The TIS was very well explained by Chris, thanks, and also by Chandran. What Chandran mentioned is about the PIR, the proactive, the intervention, and the reactive mode. That's a very nice takeaway. So if you look at the last 2 days and we see, and if you could remember this is what my takeaway is. The PIR is a concept which you could definitely apply not only on your work, but also on your personal front. So it's a very simple acronym, and you can always remember it, right? Once we are proactive, we solve most of the problems. So how do we become proactive? By engaging ourselves with the industry, by engaging ourselves with the experts, coming to TAPA conferences, understanding, taking the key points, bringing it to your workflow, and then addressing it on your workforce also. In addition to that, what TAPA is also doing, as we mentioned the last 2 days, is that TAPA is going beyond the standards of FSR and TSR, understanding the entire gamut of the supply chain industry and seeing how TAPA can add value right from the production side to all the way to the market. We spoke about brand protection initiatives. We're talking about the pre-market side. We're talking about the supply chain, which goes end to end. We're also talking about the post-market aspect. So, in TAPA, one of the important aspects that we always do is that we would like to also get feedback. We connect with our members, we connect with our industry peers, we connect with government agencies. We try and articulate as much as possible to deliver the value that we could give together as one community. So what we recommend is that please follow us in our social media. For our members in China, we have the WeChat group. Please follow us in WeChat group. Give us your feedback. We value that. And for all other members globally as well as in China, we have our LinkedIn page. So we will definitely encourage you all to follow us, understand what TAPA is doing overall, see the various posts and mechanisms that TAPA is part of it globally. Give us your feedback, which will encourage us to develop more and vibrant initiatives addressing the industry gaps, delivering more value to our members. So before we close, I just want you all to remember one more thing. Don't forget your key takeaway for the last 2 days. At least there'll be 1 or 2 points which you'll be able to remember. And my key takeaway, as I mentioned, is the simple word PIR. And that's very interesting for me. Like that, definitely each one of you must be having it. Make sure that your takeaway is delivered to your workforce, to yourself, and to your entire team. Build a more robust, secure, and resilient supply chain. And we are here together in one community as TAPA. And definitely in the next conference, next year, we'll be able to see much more progress and success of TAPA. At the same time, initiatives which are rolled out for all our member community. With this, I would like to close the conference which we had for the last 2 days. And thank you once again for coming over. And thank you to all our online viewers. We wish you all a very pleasant way back home and a pleasant evening. And thank you once again. See you in the next conference.